In the busy and unpredictable streets of Thailand, Luke, a field archaeologist, rides a scooter trying to blend in. Someone named Kasem keeps calling him, but Luke ignores it, clearly not wanting to be found. His effort to stay under the radar fails. Black SUVs suddenly show up and corner him from every direction. Qasim steps out and demands that Luke give up a tube that holds a stolen painting. One of Qasim's men shows a gun, so Luke pretends to surrender. He says he'll pull over, but instead pulls a quick stop. The cars rush ahead and Luke takes a sharp turn down a different street. That move kicks off a wild chase. Luke speeds through traffic, dodging cars so fast that the ones chasing him crash into others. He veers into a jam-packed market where only one biker manages to keep up. Luke runs into an apartment building, but the hallway's so narrow, the biker crashes trying to follow. Luke dashes down the stairs and outside, only to be blocked again. Qasim's car is back. The impact knocks Luke off the scooter, but locals crowd the car and he uses the chance to slip away. Even though he's hurt, limping, and barely moving, Luke keeps going as bullets zip past. He calls his team and says he won't make the flight. They tell him to head for the train instead. At another market, he grabs a food cart and ties it to a ride. Kasem follows close. Thinking fast, Luke cuts the cart loose. It crashes into Qasem's car and bursts into flames, covering the windshield and blinding the driver. Kasem crashes again, and police move in. Luke finally gets away. He leaves the bike behind at the train station and runs for the moving train, jumping in just before the doors shut. Later that night, the train hums along while Luke naps in his seat. He dreams of exploring an ancient building and finding a glowing gold mask. When he wakes up, a woman named Esme is sitting across from him. She says she tracks down rare paintings for a living. The men around her team. Luke refuses to give up the painting. Esme pulls out a knife. One of her men grabs Luke from behind and starts choking him. Esme kicks him while trying to wrestle the tube from his hands, but Luke grabs her arm. He smashes a dinner plate over the attacker's head and throws a headbutt to break free. Luke tackles Esme and kicks another guy who rushes in, but Esme holds her own. She fights back and pins him down, then tries to leave. Luke fends off another thug to stop her. She swings her knife, and during the struggle, she cuts the tube's strap. Luke dodges her next swing and yanks the tube, making her stumble into the bathroom. He slams the door shut and locks it. With her trapped, he climbs up to the top of the train. Waiting for the right moment, he jumps as they pass near a water tower. No! He lands hard through a weak rooftop below. Dazed but okay, he calls his team for pickup. In London, his sister Charlotte is stuck in a rough meeting with her ex-husband Harold and his lawyer. They're fighting over custody of their son.
We agreed to settle this amicably, with a neutral mediator.
Don't be so naive, Charlotte.
Well, not on the 17th floor, being ambushed by your lawyer.
Harold wants full custody, and Charlotte is furious. At her museum job, she's shocked when Luke shows up. He says he just came to visit, but she doesn't buy it. They haven't spoken much lately, and she suspects trouble. Luke hints that she should travel again, like when they used to go on digs with their dad.
Don't you miss that?
Yeah, but that was 10 years ago. Dad died, juggling a job, and I had to grow up. Not exactly sure what happened to you.
Charlotte says her life is different now. She's a mom and has responsibilities. But while she checks what Luke claims is a damaged painting, he quickly snatches another one. The alarm goes off and the gallery locks down. Luke runs, Charlotte follows. Outside, she yells at him to return the artwork. He says he'll give it back if she gets in his car.
I will, but first, get in and you can have it back.
He speeds off, swerving through tight streets. They meet up with Murphy and Deb, Luke's teammates, and once their father's old friends. Charlotte argues with Luke about her choices, but Murphy checks the painting and says it's not the one they're looking for. Luke shrugs, says she can keep it, then sprays her with something that knocks her out.
It's plausible deniability.
Will you help me get her up?
She wakes up alone on a bench and hurries back to the museum. Inspector Jamal is already there, leading the investigation. He suspects Charlotte helped Luke. While they argue, both are stunned to see the missing painting is back where it belongs. After work, Charlotte tries to pick up her son, but Harold refuses. He says she's now a suspect.
My solicitor will be in touch about revised custody.
Please don't do this.
It's done.
Mom!
You're gonna stay with Dad a few extra nights, okay?
Is everything alright?
Angry and upset, Charlotte finds Luke and demands answers. He's with a rich man named Owen, who explains he's dying of cancer, and hired Luke's team to find the legendary Fountain of Youth.
On the idea that there's some snake oil super juice at the end of this journey?
Nope.
Charlotte says it's just a myth, but Luke insists there's always some truth behind old stories. He mentions that cultures all over the world talk about this fountain. The legend says its location was hidden on purpose by a higher power. Their research says a group called the Protectors of the Path kept the secret through generations. Esme, Luke believes, is one of them. He also shares that in 1600, 6 painters made a deal. They hid clues about the fountain in 6 different paintings.
Caravaggio's The Taking of Christ. Rubens' The Descent from the Cross. Bildens' Christ's Disciples on the Road to Emmaus. Velázquez's Christ Crucified. El Greco's Christ Carrying the Cross. And look who it is, your Rembrandt, head of Christ.
Each painting has a hidden signature, sexet unus, Latin for 6 in 1. That means all 6 lead to one location. They also contain strange letters the team hasn't figured out yet. Charlotte has an idea. They stole the wrong Rembrandt. She could help them find the right one. She refuses at first. Her son is her main concern. But Owen offers top lawyers to help with her custody case. That changes her mind. She tells them to start by looking into the Vanderbilt family.
You might want to check Alfred Gwynn Vanderbilt. He was known to have a passion for Rembrandt.
Later that night, while Luke reads about the Vanderbilts at a cafe, Esme shows up. She gives him a final warning: stop looking, or she'll go after everyone on his team.
And I really appreciate that you're always looking out for my well-being.
It's not your well-being we're interested in.
Oh, there's a we.
Stop. Or we will stop you. All of you.
The following day, Luke attends Thomas's piano recital and informs Charlotte that he has located the real painting. After a tense discussion, he successfully persuades her to participate in its retrieval. Sometime later, the team is aboard a ship off the coast of Ireland, positioned over the wreck of a sunken cruise liner where the painting was last known to be. They deploy advanced submersible drones to cut away the section of the liner that housed the first-class valuables and attach large flotation tanks to it, bringing the entire section to the surface.
Did you hear that?
What?
First footsteps in over 100 years.
Standing by.
Once it is afloat, Luke and Charlotte venture inside the rusted vessel, with Charlotte guiding them using an old map. Aboard the main ship, the team's radar detects an approaching object, and they try to warn Luke, but their radio communication fails.
We need to get eyes on this. Let's get upstairs.
All right. Through these doors?
A helicopter appears and deposits Esme and her armed men onto the salvaged cruise liner. Inside the wreck, Charlotte finds and drinks some old alcohol, while Luke uses a blowtorch to open a closet bearing the Vanderbilt name. Within, he discovers an old box containing the missing painting. The siblings share a celebratory toast. Luke is tempted to take some jewelry as well, but Charlotte slaps his hand away, sternly reminding him that they are not grave robbers. Their time is running out as the flotation tanks begin to fail. As they attempt to exit, they are ambushed and surrounded by Esme's heavily armed team. Undeterred, the siblings fight back. During the chaos, the bag containing the painting is dropped. Esme's men open fire, their stray bullets preventing her from reaching the bag. The projectiles ricochet off the ship's metal structure, striking and damaging the helicopter and, critically, the flotation tanks. The liner starts taking on water rapidly. As the deck becomes slick, Luke slips and is held at gunpoint by one of the thugs. Luke scrambles to retrieve the painting, but freezes when Esme grabs Charlotte, holding her hostage. The damaged helicopter is forced to retreat as the cruise liner begins its final descent. Luke, gambling that Esme will not harm his sister, tries to stall for time. Suddenly, the sinking ship lurches violently. As the siblings make a dash for the exit, a powerful wave crashes over them, pushing them back inside. Luke's leg becomes entangled in a net, trapping him underwater. With the liner sinking fast, Charlotte dives down and cuts her brother free. They swim frantically to the surface and are rescued by their team in a waiting boat.
You good?
I'm alive. If that's what you mean.
Upon her return to London, Charlotte is met by Harold, who informs her that he is moving to Japan for a new job and wants her to take full custody of Thomas. He mentions the name of his new company, and Charlotte realizes that Owen orchestrated the job offer to ensure she could be with her son. With her personal life stabilized, she rejoins the team to re-examine the letters from the paintings, now including the one from the newly acquired canvas. The letters combine to form the word wicked. Recalling the 6-in-1 phrase, they deduce that this refers to the Wicked Bible, a notorious 1631 misprint of the King James Bible. This edition famously contains the commandment, "Thou shalt commit adultery," a direct contradiction of the original text. A startling theory begins to form within the group. What if the infamous misprint in the Wicked Bible was not an error at all, but a deliberate act intended to mark specific copies that contained the path to the fountain? They reasoned that all such Bibles were ordered to be destroyed, with only a single copy known to have survived.
I think I might know where one is.
That's where I could see him.
Just as this revelation settles in, the door bursts open and Inspector Jamal, flanked by his police officers, storms the room to arrest Luke and Charlotte. Their law enforcement procedure is abruptly cut short by the arrival of Qasem and his heavily armed mercenaries, who immediately put everyone at gunpoint, creating a tense standoff.
Now! Now! That includes you too, Mr. I'm not happy, Luke.
Thinking quickly, Luke proposes a deal. He offers himself and all the paintings to Qasem in exchange for the safe release of his team. Qasem considers and accepts the terms. As Charlotte reluctantly leaves the room with the others, Luke makes a move, pretending to reach for the paintings. Instead, he activates a sound system, flooding the room with loud music, and dives for cover under a large table. This calculated distraction provides the opening the police need to engage the criminals, and the room erupts into a chaotic brawl. Amid the pandemonium, Luke expertly navigates the fight, slips out through a back door, and makes his escape onto a waiting boat piloted by his team. The battle inside continues until the police ultimately gain the upper hand. In the aftermath, Jamal examines the team's computer, and his eyes fall upon the noted quote from the Wicked Bible. Sometime later, Luke finds himself in a surreal desert landscape, a vivid dream where he discovers a glass filled with a mysteriously glowing liquid. As he lifts it to take a sip, he is horrified by a vision of Charlotte and Thomas, aging with incredible speed, their forms withering before his eyes. A disembodied voice urgently warns, "Don't drink," and Luke stops.
Luke. Luke. Drink.
Luke jolts awake on an airplane. He learns the team is in flight to Austria, the location of the last surviving Wicked Bible, and that Thomas has come along for the adventure. Later, at the Austrian National Library, Luke, Charlotte, and Deb gain access to the priceless artifact, their entry facilitated by a substantial donation from Owen. The billionaire himself is currently at a nearby restaurant with Thomas, patiently answering the boys' questions about the lifestyle of the rich.
Does it start with a B? Do you have a plane?
You were just on my plane, and I have...
Impressive.
Not necessarily.
Are you satisfied?
Did you set me up? That was good.
In a secure secret room within the library, the trio examines the Bible as the librarian tells them of a second, lesser-known misprint that includes a vulgar word. Meanwhile, Murphy, standing guard outside, spots Esme and her men arriving and immediately alerts the others. Luke goes out to confront Esme, and after a brief exchange of witty remarks, they engage in a dynamic fight, creatively using the library's bookshelves and furniture as weapons and obstacles. When one of Esme's men attempts to intervene, Luke swiftly neutralizes him. Esme then tries to hold Luke at gunpoint, but with a practiced motion, he disarms her. Undeterred, she uses a rope to try and choke him. Realizing she is also stepping on the rope, Luke uses her position against her, pushing her off balance.
All right.
As Luke returns to the secret room, Murphy reports that all exits are now covered, forcing them to resort to their backup plan. The trio uses the spray to put the librarian to sleep and takes the Bible, after which Deb places a small explosive device on the floor. The resulting blast creates an opening, allowing them to escape into the sewer system below. Simultaneously, Esme's men attempt to abduct Owen, but he proves to be surprisingly formidable, easily defeating them in minutes while ensuring Thomas remains unharmed.
Probably best not to tell her about the fight either.
That evening, Inspector Jamal arrives at the now chaotic library and begins the process of tracking Luke's movements. At a hotel, the team meticulously inspects the Bible. They discover a long, repeating pattern of digits inscribed in the gilding along the page edges, composed only of the numbers 1 through 7. Despite their efforts, they cannot figure out how to decode the sequence. At this moment, a deeply concerned Charlotte announces she is leaving the team. Having heard about the kidnapping attempt on Thomas, she is unwilling to expose her son to any more danger.
Don, looks like we have nothing.
That's a bit. Charlotte.
Let's go, Thomas.
Charlotte.
How serious is this?
As they are leaving, however, Thomas astutely tells his mother that he thinks the team is approaching the problem from the wrong angle. The pair immediately returns, and Thomas explains his theory. The digits are not literal numbers, but rather represent the 7 basic notes of a musical scale. He sits at a keyboard and plays the sequence, producing a distinct melody.
Okay, I got it. The song is called Water in the Desert.
A quick internet search identifies the song as Water in the Desert, an ancient tune with an unknown composer that pays homage to the 7 wonders of the ancient world. The team highlights the locations of the 7 wonders on a map and overlays the path derived from the paintings. They discover a perfect alignment, with one crucial exception: the pyramids of Giza. This discrepancy pinpoints the location of the fountain. They prepare to travel to Egypt, and Owen persuades a hesitant Charlotte to join by promising to hire a professional security detail. That night, Luke dreams again of the Golden Mask, but this time something changes. A dark, shadowy figure reaches toward him from the darkness.
Luke.
He jolts awake, unsettled. Charlotte, sitting nearby, questions him. She asks how much he truly knows about Owen. Luke says he trusts him, insists Owen is a good person, but Charlotte isn't convinced. She worries that Owen's real goal is to use the fountain for selfish gain. Meanwhile, deep within the Vatican, the leader of the Protectors of the Path meets with Esme. He gives her an ancient key, an artifact meant to stop anyone from drinking from the sacred fountain.
Do you know what this is for?
Later, the group arrives in Egypt. Luke shows Thomas some advanced scans of the pyramids, revealing hidden chambers that haven't been accessed before. At the site, Charlotte watches the security team and starts to worry. The bags they carry look far too large to be just supplies. A famous professor gives them a tour, but says he has no idea how to open the secret chambers. Owen, growing restless, tells his men to start digging. That's when it becomes clear the bags are full of digging tools. The professor is is horrified. He begs them not to damage such an important historical place, but Owen's guards throw him out. Charlotte speaks up too. That's when Owen's entire tone changes. Sharp, cold, almost threatening.
I think everybody should step back. I don't want anybody getting hurt.
Thomas, come with me.
Outside, Inspector Jamal arrives and demands entry. The guards say no, but minutes later, he comes back with a line of police cars. Gunfire erupts, the security guards blow up several of the vehicles, and the officers fire back. Watching from a distance, Esme waits for the right time to step in. Inside the pyramid, the group finds a hidden path that leads to a sealed chamber. A massive stone wall blocks their way. Owen tells his team to bring tools, and then guns. Charlotte is stunned. She pleads with him to stop, but he's focused on forcing his way through. The tools don't work. Owen then suggests using explosives. Both Luke and Charlotte strongly oppose the idea. While they argue, Thomas notices an old instrument nearby. He picks it up and starts to play. The sound vibrates through the chamber, traveling through hidden pipes. Just then, Charlotte strikes a large gong, the floor trembles, sand on the stone wall shifts and patterns form, ancient markings. Charlotte slowly pushes the once immovable stone, and this time it slides, revealing a hidden lift underneath. Above ground, Deb and Murphy see the police being overwhelmed. They jump in to help. Deb is shot. Murph rushes to her side, desperate. At that moment, Esme storms in, quickly firing at the attackers. She protects Deb and Murph, then heads into the pyramid. Inside, she runs into Jamal. He's surprised. He tells her he saw everything. He knows she saved lives.
Prager.
Far below the surface, Luke, Charlotte, Thomas, Owen, and his assistant step into a dark, square room. The walls are carved with strange phrases. Blessings can become curses. Angels may be demons. A man who drinks without thirst is blessed, but a thirsty man may betray himself. At the center of this ancient space stands the Tree of Life, glowing softly. It's said to date back to Babylon. Charlotte walks toward it. From its trunk, she collects a glowing stone called the Burning Stone. It was made from the bark of a mythic god named Nonet. It's believed to protect the tree. She presses the amber stone to a part of the wall. A secret door opens. Inside, Luke notices a loose floor tile. He presses it. A hidden spiral staircase appears, leading even further below. They descend into a vast room. The ground breaks into 4 parts, revealing the legendary Fountain of Life. Its water shines beautifully, but there isn't much of it. Meanwhile, Esme and Jamal defeat the remaining guards and make their way deeper into the pyramid. Back at the fountain, Owen orders Luke to drink first, to test if it's safe. Luke is confused. Wasn't this Owen's quest all along?
I'm inviting you. This is what you want, isn't it?
Owen then tells the truth. He was never dying. The illness, the mission, the support, it was all a lie. He wants the fountain for himself, power, immortality, control. Without hesitation, he shoots Luke in the shoulder and forces him toward the water. Wounded, Luke leans closer. Blood from his arm drips into the water. It reacts immediately, swirling and glowing. Just as Luke is about to drink, he sees something in the reflection. Charlotte and Thomas, older, aged, weakened. He suddenly understands. If he drinks, they will pay the price. He refuses. Owen then slices his own arm and lets his blood fall in. He drinks the glowing water. Esme appears just in time. She uses the key given to her and locks the fountain. The Elder's words echo. If the person is selfish, the fountain grants power, but at a great cost. At first, Owen looks renewed. His body becomes strong, youthful. But then, everything changes. His body shakes, his skin wrinkles, his strength fades. He screams as his life slips away. The ground rumbles, the fountain begins to collapse, rocks fall, the entire place is crumbling, everyone runs. Charlotte, Thomas, and Luke barely make it out. Owen's assistant falls and doesn't survive. Luke almost slips, but Esme catches him in time. Outside, as the ruins crumble behind them, Jamal says nothing about arrests. He knows what just happened. Esme turns to Luke. Some secrets, she says quietly, are better left alone. She kisses his cheek and walks away. In the end, Charlotte makes a choice. After everything, she decides to stay with Luke and continue the search for ancient hidden wonders. And Thomas, he's already got another idea. And with that, the movie ends. We hope you enjoyed our recap. Like the video and subscribe to our channel for more amazing recaps. See you in the next one.